and on both the regulatory fee schedule and the records processing fee schedule. Notice of public hearings and deadlines for written comments for project applications to be considered at public business meetings are published in the Federal Register, and the notice publications of our member states, as well as on the Commission's website. If legally required by the Susquehanna River Basin Commission Compact, notices are also to be published in newspapers in the affected areas. The public is also afforded an opportunity to submit comments at a designated place on the Commission's website. Given these significant opportunities for public comment prior to each quarterly business meeting, the quarterly business meeting, including this one, no longer include public hearing or public comment segments, though the chair, at his or her complete discretion, may allow general public comment following the completion of business. Before we proceed, I want to point out that with respect to the public hearing held on May 10th, my fellow commissioners and I have been provided a copy of the transcript from that public hearing, a videotape of that public hearing, and a copy of all written comments received through May 21st, 2012. As part of the Commission's continued commitment to providing information to the public, detailed information regarding standard conditions and requirements to be imposed on each project sponsor is available on the Commission's website. I encourage interested parties to familiarize themselves with this important information. Following action on the applications to be considered today, any and all approved project applications will also be made available to the public on that same website. Thank you for your interest in the Susquehanna River Basin Commission, your attendance today, and for your cooperation in the interest of achieving a safe, orderly, and productive business meeting. At this time, I'll move to agenda item number 2 and ask for a motion to approve the minutes of our March 15, 2012 Commission meeting.
Madam Chair, I move that the minutes of the March 15, 2012 business meeting of the Commission be approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any comments or questions? All those in favor of approving the minutes say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Next, we'll move to agenda item number 3, which is election of officers for the next fiscal year. And I turn the microphone over to Mr. Paul Swartz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is the practice of the Commission to elect officers for our upcoming fiscal years. The Commission's fiscal year runs from July 1st through June 30th. And so it is now time for consideration of our officers for FY13, fiscal year 13. Following our normal rotation, the state of Maryland would chair the Commission, and the federal government would be the vice chair of the Commission. So it is staff's recommendation that you elect Maryland and the federal government respectively as the chair and vice chair of the Commission for next fiscal year.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to proceed with election of officers?
Madam Chair, I move to elect a member representing the state of Maryland as the chair of the commission and a member representing the federal government to serve as the vice chair of the commission for the period 1 July 2012 to 30 June 2013.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from Mr. Swartz? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, we've elected officers for the next fiscal year. Turning your attention to agenda item 4, at this time I would like to ask that Mr. John Ballai approach the podium and share staff's recommendations.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As you know, the Commission approved the release of the proposed low flow protection policy at its March 15 business meeting. From late March through mid-May, Commission staff conducted a series of targeted outreach meetings with regulated community resource agencies and environmental groups. During the comment period, which ended May 16th, comments were received from 39 individuals representing 37 organizations and were fairly extensive. We also received 16 requests to extend the public comment period. Commission staff plan to work internally and in consultation with our Water Resource Management Advisory Committee to address comments received through revisions and enhancements to the proposed low flow protection policy over the coming months in the hopes of finalizing the policy for your consideration at a future business meeting. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Commission staff recommends that the public comment period be extended 60 days until July 16, 2012, and that the Commissioners direct staff to provide notice of such extension to all persons that requested, as well as on the Commission's website and in any press release, and publish notice of such extension in the Federal Register and the appropriate member state notice publications.
Thank you, sir. Any commissioner questions for Mr. Balak? At this time, I'll entertain a motion to move on his recommendation.
Madam Chair, I move that the public comment period for proposed low flow protection policy be extended 60 days to July 16, 2012, and that staff be directed to provide notice of such extension to all persons that requested the same, provide notice of such extension on the Commission's website, and any press release announcing the results of today's meeting, and 3, publish notice of such extension in the Federal Register and the appropriate member state notice publications.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions from the commissioners? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. We will direct staff to make those to make those changes and extend the comment period. Thank you, sir.
Madam Chair.
At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Dave Piper to the podium to report recommendations on the 2013-2014 Water Resource Program.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, we have presented you with copies of the draft Water Resources Program for fiscal years 2013 through 2014, as well as resolution number 2012-04 for your consideration and potential adoption. In January 2012, the Commission made requests through the SRBC website, emails, and personal letters for input from agencies, non-governmental organizations, and the public to provide input for preparation of the Commission's Water Resources Program for fiscal years 2013 through 2014. As you know, the Water Resources Program is the vehicle for implementing the actions needed in the Commission's comprehensive plan for the water resources in the Susquehanna River Basin. We received input for the Water Resources Program from 12 federal agencies, a wide array of agencies from all 3 of SRBC's member states, and also from a number of county conservation districts and planning agencies, environmental organizations, municipalities, universities, watershed organizations, and others. The Commission's own activities are also included in the draft Water Resources Program. When soliciting input from the federal and state agencies, the Commission asked how a number of priority issues could be addressed, including the development of unconventional natural gas wells and shale formations in the basin. We received significant input regarding shale gas development, and the agency's proposed actions are included in the Water Resources Program. Shale gas extraction is discussed as a component of the energy production area of special interest in the Commission's comprehensive plan that was approved in 2008. The first 5-year update to the plan is scheduled for completion in December 2013. Given the rapid expansion of the shale gas industry in the basin, Commission staff plans to increase the focus on this activity in preparing the 2013 draft comprehensive plan update and to consider additional actions needed for potential inclusion in the plan. Commissioners, in closing, staff recommends adoption of Commission Resolution 2012-04 and the Susquehanna River Basin Commission Water Resources Program for fiscal years 2013 through 2014. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve the FY 2013-2014 Water Resources Program?
Madam Chair, I move that the Commission adopt resolution number 2012-04 approving the Water Resources Program for fiscal years 2013 and 2014.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. At this time, is there any additional discussion? All those in favor of approving the FY 2013-2014 Water Resource Program, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Moving on to agenda item number, thank you, Dave. At this time, moving on to agenda item number 6, Mr. Paul Swartz will take the podium to discuss and present recommendations on amendments to the fee schedule for records processing.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, I am presenting to you today Resolution number 2012-05, which adopts an information technology services fee schedule as an addendum to the Commission's records processing fee schedule. The Commission frequently receives requests for large data downloads from our data collection and reporting systems. We have invested a significant amount of time and money into the development of these systems and the continued maintenance of them as well. In addition, the ongoing collection, processing, and hosting of our data represents a cost to the Commission which is not supported by any specific ongoing revenue streams. Therefore, we're proposing an information technology services fee to be imposed in conjunction with requests for downloads of data which we collect, process, and host. I want to make it clear that the Commission would continue to provide data for viewing only from its website free of charge. The proposed information technology services fee schedule was posted for public comment on our website on April 26th. A hearing, notice of the public hearing that was held on May 10th was published in the Federal Register and our member state bulletins. And there was a period of public comment that was open until May 21st. In response to questions that we received concerning whether this fee was for the data itself or a free fee to help cover the cost of our systems, we made certain changes to the language in the fee schedule which better describes the purpose of the fee. The new language clarifies that the purpose of the fee is to help cover the cost of building, upgrading, and maintaining the system to collect, host, and report our data. It is not a charge for the data itself. And we also received questions about the remote water quality monitoring network for record data and the extent to which it has been QA/QC as described in the proposed fee schedule. While there have been corrections made to the data for obvious instrument drift and other similar obvious errors, the data has not been thoroughly reviewed and corrected. So we are removing the fee for corrected remote water quality monitoring data. Madam Chair and Commissioners, I'm asking for your support and your approval of Resolution number 2012-05, which adopts the described information technology services fee and incorporates this fee schedule into the Commission's records processing fee schedule.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to amend the Commission's fee schedule for records processing?
Madam Chair, I move the Commission adopt Resolution 2012-05 approving an information technology service fee as an addendum to the records processing fee schedule.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any additional discussion? All those in favor of amending the Commission's fee schedule for records processing, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is unanimously approved. Mr. Swartz will remain at the podium, moving to Agenda Item 7, which is amendments to the regulatory program fee schedule.
Commissioners, we're requesting your approval of Resolution number 2012-06, which revises the Commission's regulatory program fee schedule for next fiscal year, which begins on July 1st. By way of brief explanation, the proposed fee schedule includes a 3% consumer price index on most fees, 2% increase, a 1% increase in the consumptive use mitigation fee, and that's based on the 12-month change in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Civil Works Construction Cost Index System. We've broken out the fees for groundwater and surface water withdrawal applications. They had previously been in one category. Fees for groundwater withdrawal applications were increased by 10%, based on an internal assessment of the cost to review groundwater withdrawal applications. We are also requesting your approval to increase this fee by 10% each year for an additional 4 consecutive years. And finally, this proposed fee schedule also includes a new fee The fee schedule was posted for public comment on our website on April 26th. Notice of the public hearing was published in the Federal Register and member state publications, and the hearing was held on May 10th in Harrisburg. And again, the period for written comments was extended until May 21st. We did not receive any public comments on the proposed fee schedule, and we are requesting your adoption of Resolution 2012-06, which revises the regulatory program fee schedule as presented, effective July 1st.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to amend the Commission's regulatory fee schedule for FY 2013?
Yes, Madam Chair, I move that the Commission adopt Resolution 2012-06, revising the Commission regulatory program fee schedule for fiscal year 2013.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor of amending the Commission's regulatory fee schedule for FY 2013, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous vote to amend the Commission's regulatory fee schedule. Keeping Mr. Swartz at the podium, we're going to move to agenda item number 8, which is the recommendation regarding the refinance of the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Staff would like to save the Commission a little bit of money, and therefore we're presenting to you today Resolution 2012-07, which will authorize the refinancing of the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project that's located in Clearfield County, Pennsylvania. A little bit of history. By Resolution 2006-03, dated June 4, 2006, the Commission was authorized to and entered into a loan with Commerce Bank, which is now Metro Bank, to finance the cost for the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project. We have subsequently received a commitment letter from Metro Bank, which includes a reduction in the interest rate from 4.25% to 2.83%, and also a $1 million reduction in the cash collateral requirement for that loan. And we estimate that by refinancing, we'll be able to save the Commission about $150,000 over a 5-year period. Resolution number 2012-07 will authorize the Executive Director and the Director of Administration and Finance to execute the necessary documents as approved by Council to carry out the refinance of this loan. So I am now requesting your approval of this resolution.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to refinance the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project?
Madam Chair, I move that the Commission adopt resolution number 2012-07 to refinance the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, thank you. Any additional discussion? All those in favor of refinancing the Kerwinsville?
Madam Chair, I'm going to abstain from voting on this, as the Kerwinsville project is the Corps of Engineers project, which in my capacity as Commander of the Baltimore District, we oversee.
Very, very good. Thank you, sir. All those then in favor of refinancing the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? One abstention and 3 aye votes. We will have the Commission refinance the Kerwinsville Water Storage Project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Moving to agenda item number 9. Again, Mr. Swartz will remain at the podium and discuss the FY 2014 proposed budget.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I'm going to present to you resolution number 2012-08, which would adopt a budget for FY fiscal year 2014. That's the fiscal year that begins July 1st, 2013 and runs through June 30th, 2014. And the Commission typically adopts the budget this far in advance in order to give due and timely notice to each of our member jurisdictions. They begin their budget processes for that same fiscal year. Our proposed budget includes revenue projections of $11,611,700 for the general fund and $4.2 million for the Board of Management Fund. for total revenues of $15,611,700. Our expense projections are $9,600,000 for the general fund and $3 million for the water management fund, for a total expense projection of $12,600,000. We understand, and the resolution explicitly states, that all requested member contributions contained in the budget are expressly subject to the executive branch prerogatives of each member jurisdiction in formulating their own annual budgets. And so this budget resolution is not intended to be an endorsement of any appropriation request to the extent that it is inconsistent with such executive branch priorities or policies. Now, our custom is that we would come back next spring with a revised budget for FY14 once we have better information on what we really expect to receive from our member jurisdictions for your consideration. Madam Chair and Commissioners, I request your approval of Resolution 2012-08 as submitted.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to adopt the proposed budget for FY 2014?
Madam Chair, I move that the Commission adopt Resolution 2012-08 approving the budget for fiscal year 2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any additional discussion? All those in favor of adopting the proposed budget for FY 2014 via Resolution 2012-08, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed? Unanimous adoption of Resolution 2012-08. Thank you, sir. Moving to agenda item 10, I'd like to call Rich Pyro to the podium to present recommendations related to comprehensive plan amendments.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the Commission. I've just mentioned briefly for the record that as required by the compact, a notice of the May 10, 2012 hearing on the comprehensive plan and the fee schedule amendments, which you've acted on just previously here, appeared in 10 newspapers throughout the basin on April 20th, 2012. Getting to the matter at hand, I am submitting for your consideration a resolution which is number 2012-09, amending the comprehensive plan for the management of the water resources of the Susquehanna River Basin. Article 14, Section 14.1 of the Susquehanna River Basin Compact directs that the Commission develop and adopt and from time to time review and revise a comprehensive plan for the immediate and long-range development and use of the water resources of the Susquehanna Basin. And by Resolution 2008-08 of December 4, 2008, the Commission adopted a substantially revised comprehensive plan. And this resolution provided that the Commission's annual water resources program, which is also adopted pursuant to Article 14 of the Compact, should hereafter implement and be based upon the comprehensive plan and be annually incorporated in the comprehensive plan. An action that you took earlier in the meeting, you adopted a revised fiscal year 2013-2014 water resources program based on the comprehensive plan, and I would respectfully recommend that you now incorporate that water resources program into the comprehensive plan. Resolution 2008-08 also calls for the annual incorporation of approved water resources projects. So in addition to the water resources program, the resolution that I am submitting to you provides for the incorporation of projects approved by separate action of the Commission between June of 2011 and June of 2012. The amendments which I'm submitting today were one of the subjects of a public hearing, which was held on May 10th, 2012, with a written comment period that was held open until May 21st, 2012. No comments were submitted specifically on the amendments proposed here today. The Lower Susquehanna Riverkeeper and its partner organizations did submit a comment letter calling on the Commission to study shale gas impacts on a basin-wide scale as part of its amendments to the comprehensive plan. The League of Women Voters of Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland also submitted a general comment letter containing a listing of water resource management principles that the Commission should consider while updating the comprehensive plan. These type of comments may have more applicability to the overall 5-year revision of the comprehensive plan, which is coming up next year, 2013. Madam Chair, that concludes my presentation, and I would respectfully request the Commission's approval of Resolution 2012-09, adopting the amendments recommended by staff. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. At this time, I move that the Commission adopt Resolution 2012-09, approving amendments to the Commission's comprehensive plan for the water resources of the Susquehanna River Basin by incorporating the Water Resources Program, FY 2013-2014, and all water resource projects approved by the Commission since the last revision of the comprehensive plan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? All those in favor of approving Resolution 2012-09 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous approval of amendments to the comprehensive plan. Mr. Cairo, if you might remain. Oh, okay. Moving on to agenda item 11, request for administrative appeal from Anadarko E&P Company. On December 15th, 2011, this commission denied the request of Anadarko E&P Company, LP, for a groundwater withdrawal from well PW-11 in the council-run watershed located in Snowshoe Township, Center County, Pennsylvania. On reconsideration of this action at the Commission's March 15, 2012 meeting, we reaffirmed that earlier denial. Following that action, on April 12, 2012, Anadarko filed an appeal and request for hearing, which is before us today for consideration. I'll turn the podium back to Mr. Cairo for presentation of staff recommendations.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On April 13th, 2012, the Commission received an appeal and request for hearing from Anadarko E&P Company, LP, seeking review of your denial of its groundwater application and request for its well PW-11, which is located in Snowshoe Township, Center County, Pennsylvania. Copies of the petition and the administrative record have been made available to you in advance of today's meeting. As a result of staff's review of the petition and after consultation with Anadarko's counsel and with Anadarko's consent, I might add, staff is recommending that you table action on this matter until your next business meeting in September, which will afford the parties an opportunity to negotiate in good faith toward a resolution of this matter. I urge your consideration of this recommended course of action. Thank you.
Do we have a motion to accept staff's recommendation to table this action until September?
Madam Chair, I move that the Commission adopt the recommendation of staff as presented by Mr. Cairo.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? All those in favor of tabling this action until our September meeting, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous approval of that recommendation. Thank you, Mr. Cairo. Our next and last agenda item is the regulatory program actions. As you may know, this commission regulates water withdrawals and consumptive use for projects throughout the basin that meet certain thresholds established in the commission's regulations. Under section 3.10 of the Susquehanna River Basin Compact, the commission may approve with modification, or deny applications for proposed projects. The members of the commission have had the opportunity to review the record for all projects scheduled for action here today. This includes all comments received in the normal course of our project review phase, those provided at the May 10th, 2012 hearing, including the transcript and the written comments that were submitted through May 21st, 2012. At this time, I'd like to call on Mr. Andrew Dayhoff, the Commission's Project Review Manager, to present the recommendations of staff regarding the disposition of all the projects before us today.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, I refer you to the written recommendations that staff has provided you with regard to today's regulatory actions, which I will summarize here for the benefit of the public. First, before the Commission is a request from BAE Systems Control here in Broome County to rescind its approval under docket number 2003-0802. Staff is recommending that approval be rescinded. There was also notice published of an action to rescind the approval for Hawk Valley Incorporated. However, staff is withdrawing our recommendation to rescind that approval. With respect to the 32 project applications presented for action today, staff has reviewed the public comments presented at the May 10th hearing and written comments received through May 21st, as well as conducted coordination with agencies of member jurisdictions. Following final technical review of the applications, staff transmitted our written recommendations for the 32 applications in writing to the Commissioners on May 23rd. In summary, staff is recommending that action on 2 following applications be tabled for future consideration. Those are the Aqua Resources withdrawal from the Susquehanna River and OTT Northeast Services withdrawal from Steruga Creek. Staff is recommending that the remaining 30 applications be approved with appropriate conditions. Madam Chair, this concludes my presentation of staff's recommendations.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve the recommendations of staff regarding the disposition of the project applications described by Mr. Dayhoff?
Madam Chair, I move that the Commission rescind the approval for BAE Systems Controls, docket number 200308002, and adopt the recommendations of staff for the 32 project applications as just presented by Mr. Dayhoff.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Thank you. The motion having been properly made and seconded, the members will proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion is hereby adopted. That concludes our business for today's meeting. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you for your kind attention. This meeting stands adjourned.